What is up, everyone? It is Tater Nader with today's Tater Thoughts. And today we are talking about 7 things men care and don't care about in a lady. Now, men, I'm going to admit, after 18 years, I'm going through separation. It sucks, but this is where I also went wrong. I believe 99% of marriage breakdowns, relationship breakdowns, is the man's fault because we forget to lead. You know why? Because we've been conditioned by Hollywood, by our mothers. Oh, care for the lady, buy her roses, and all that stuff. And I just want to show you something real quick because this kind of captures how women think, where they want their cake and they want to eat it as well. Here you go. This is off of TikTok. That's the problem. I'm just telling you right now. That's a problem. I'm an independent woman who has had to lead her entire life. Last thing I want to do is also lead in my romantic relationship. Actually, that's not a problem. She's actually admitting it. I need a man who will allow me to surrender my masculine energy by being the leader, being the alpha, and allowing me to fully embrace my feminine, soft side. That's what it comes down to, folks. I'm just telling you right now, that's what it's coming down to. I believe that every divorce, every breakup is the man's fault. And the reason why is because we have been conditioned by good mothers and bad Hollywood to think that what women say they want, they really don't. Okay? When you watch a movie and they have a sex scene, it's always slow. And come on, let's be real. What women really want is to be pounded. And I know that sounds bad, but that's what they want. I have been with hookups and I've never once, unless you're like doing makeup, I'm not going to say it because YouTube will cut me off, but, or they're feeling down, they might want that gentle love. But really, in today's day and age where, thank God, and I agree because I have daughters, and I would never want a man to put their hands on them. Sexually, they like it kind of choke me and pull my hair and all that stuff. So they kind of do want to give up that masculine energy. Anyways, I was just reading the news, and I've been watching a lot of videos, like trying to get my what the hell did I do wrong in my marriage? 18 years, going to the wayside, um, which is fine with me because I'm leveling up. I'm working on myself, been working out, focusing on myself, my kids, and all that stuff. But this is really kind of what they really want, and I'm not dumbfounded because I knew, but that nice side of me kind of took over, and really, it kind of hurt me. But anyways, this isn't about us, what we want. I mean, it is what we want. This is why when females are broken up with and they're crying about it, this is what's important to a man and what's not important to a man. So let's kind of go over these. I kind of know them. I'm going to give my opinion on each of them, but here you go. So, what's first not important? Academic achievement. We don't care. We don't care. Biologically, we were the breadwinners or the meat gatherers. We wanted to be the one that had to provide for our family. Academic achievement is important. As an educated person with a master's degree myself, I like educated women, but it really is not a deal breaker to me. It should be a deal breaker for a female, but not for me. Your social life, care less about it. In fact, most men would rather be less busy so you focus on them. Men are like little puppy dogs. They want your attention. Your career, why we think career is important, it's not the end all at all. That's why when men go to strip clubs, they're like, hey, I'll take care of you. You can quit your job, as if they don't, like they're like these damsels in distress, and they're not. Um, your financial status, how rich your parents are. I personally like that. I mean, we can get an inheritance, but most men, that's not a deal breaker. We don't care if you came from the poorest family, Romeo and Juliet. Okay, your independence, we absolutely do not like independence. Now, we're not saying that you should be this 1940s housewife that's totally submitted and, you can't do anything and, you know, but this independence thing has gone a far way. Now, when we talk about that, we're not talking about your career. We're talking about at the home. Okay. So don't take me the wrong way. Don't try to get me canceled. I am not a feminist, but I'm also not a misogynist either. What we're talking about is that, oh, I'm an independent woman. Well, you saw what we wrote, what was on TikTok, which is kind of perfect what women really want. They want their independence. But when they get home, they want a masculine man that kind of is the man. They don't wait and have to decide where they're going to go or when they're going to go out, all that. They want a man that says, hey, Friday night, we are going out. We're going to get a hotel at this place and we're going to eat at this place. And unless she's absolutely not feeling it and she says, oh, I want Mexican, he might, go back and forth on it, but he makes that decision. We don't care about your social media and how many followers you have. In fact, a lot of guys get jealous. I'm not a jealous guy. Maybe that's my downfall in all these marriages, 2 major marriages. I'm just not a jealous guy. And if you're watching this from my hometown, I'm sure you've heard all the rumors. 90% not true, by the way. Um, and the collection of designer wardrobe items for us, we want to provide that for you. But in order for us to love you, you have to respect us. And this is where this important part coming in. We want you to be feminine. I hear so many women like, oh, I fart and I burp and all that. And if you're really hot, a lot of guys think, oh, I like that too. No, they don't. Nah, they want a lady. They want a lady who still takes care of her nails and grooms herself and takes care of herself. Okay, the way you look physically. We're not talking about like you have to look like Barbie or some other, made up trope or anything. We don't even care if you're a little thick or overweight. Some guys really like thick women. I like moderately thick women. In fact, if you read any of my dating profiles, I like kind of nerdy women. I like nerdy, cute, feminine women. I don't know why. I just do. So everybody has their own thing. But what we're talking about, the way you look physically, is do you at least try? Okay. Are you feminine and do you care about your looks enough to take care of yourself? At least try and go to the gym or whatever, you know? I mean, most of us already know we have dad bods and somehow that became cool and it's kind of unfair, right? But a lot of guys that are with ladies, they don't mind a mom bod as long as they're trying. They're working out, they're taking care of themselves, they're eating healthy. Um, they're not missing their teeth. They brush their teeth and get them taken care of and stuff. So that's pretty important for guys. Physical, women are emotional. That's why a 5'9", not great looking guy like me can normally pick up a lot of girls. Maybe not in this town because I don't get it, but like when I go to other cities and stuff, I'm really good because I have confidence. I'm able to go up to girls and not be scared to talk to them. So for them, it's more emotional. Of course, looks, especially on dating app, looks are very important for a woman to a guy. But really, you know, I'm not going to name his name here in Ransom, but he's not a great looking guy, but he gets women left and right. Why? It's not physical for women. You give him 10 minutes with a girl and he's probably got her hooked. He's just really confident and does really well. For us guys, though, we are very physically attracted. Okay? We are physical people. And we're not saying you have to look perfect. You don't. In fact, I hate Botox and lips and all that because I just don't think it's that pretty. I don't like fake, I like natural women. I like them kind of thick. I like them kind of nerdy. But I like them to try at least to take care of themselves, groom themselves, if you know what I mean. Do their nails and be feminine and look physically attractive, or at least try. I like that. Nobody is perfect, okay? We like a woman that is supportive of our goals and dreams. Why? Because biologically, we used to go out and hunt a big animal for you. In today's world, we are in the corporate world trying to hunt a big animal for you, which is a paycheck. Okay, we need that little attaboy. Hey, you're doing a great job. That little thank you. Hey, you really doing a great job taking care of this family. As Chris Rock would say, hey, Dad, thank you. These lights look really good. Sure love that heat when I'm going to sleep. Or I love that air conditioner in the summertime. It's great. Okay. So we want you to be supportive of our goals and dreams. At the same time, men, if you are living with your mother or your grandmother, or you have a car, uh, or don't have a car, and the lady's always having to drive you around and pay for everything, that's your fault, bro. I know in rap, it's like, yeah, girl, take care of me. But the other 90% rap is about how much money they have. Cameron said, girl, get in my car, but don't touch nothing. You know, you have to have that winning mentality if you think you're going to pick up women. For me, as I go through separation, I like it kind of. It's lonely and sad sometimes. Of course, you see old photos, been together for nearly 2 decades. But I like it because that's when I start like actually going and I'm working out again. I take care of myself better. And here's the other thing, sex drive. Look, I know you're, especially a stay at home mom with young kids, I know it's exhausting. You get home, all you want to do is talk to an adult. You're not ready to just open up and do the deed, right? For a guy, it's very important. You think guys just want to like get off. We do, of course, but we're actually a lot of us really just want to get you off. It's a sense of accomplishment for us. It's a connection. It's a physical connection. And when you have intimate relations, oxytocin's released, serotonin's released. It's really a stress reliever for both partners. I have never met a girl who, actually, I've met many girls like, I just don't have the energy for it, after all this done. But once they get into it, they usually get into it. Okay. And they like to feel wanted to. Um, Here's a huge thing, your ability to admit when you're wrong. I don't know what it is with women unable to just give a good apology. An apology is not sorry or sorry, but if you were wrong, you're wrong. Like I know men, they when they know they're wrong, they'll go buy flowers, chocolate, or they'll come up and they'll be like, hey, this is not me. I know I messed up. I really screwed up, but this is what I'm gonna do to get better. It's like this long drawn out apology. For women, oh my God, it's so hard just to get an apology. It's very important for a man because we're not emotionally driven. We're logically driven. So we think if you did something wrong and it's obviously that you're at fault, freaking apologize. It's not that bad. It's not that big of a deal. In fact, it might hurt your pride for a minute, but really, at the end, you go back to number 4 there and you get some good makeup, you know what, okay? We do care about how caring and kind you are. Why? When we see a squirrel on a TV, we're thinking, or a big deer with antlers, we're thinking, man, I like that thing, right? For women, you're like, oh my God, it's so cute. We like that. That goes back to number 1, feminine side. Okay? Now, we're down with women that want to hunt with us. I know it's two-sided, but we do want you to know how caring and kind you are. If you're the mother who's walking out of the marriage and is not taking up that feminine role and that the estrogen and all that we expect you to be the caretaker of the family. Okay? My twin brother, his wife, God bless her, she's watching. Go ahead and sue me if you want, but you can't sue for facts. She basically abandoned him and the kids. Just here, go ahead and have them. Okay? If you're gone and you're not caring and kind and being the nurturer of the family, and that goes back to um, being feminine, exercising that feminine role, you're forcing this man to take on a role that's really not natural to us. Now, I love my kids. I will always take care of my kids. But naturally, I'm not the nurturer. Okay? That's what a woman is for. And finally, the ability to control your emotions and be rational. Now, it's unfair because women are overall emotionally driven. Now, I have great supervisors that are females, very logical, very rational. They keep their emotions in check. They are great leaders. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about work, I'm talking about the home. Control your emotions and be rational. Be logical a little bit. And men, be able to walk away when you're being disrespected. walk away. That's been my problem. Walk away. If you are being disrespected, walk away. Allow them to come back and be rational and apologize. Going back to number 5, admit when they're wrong. But if they don't, walk away. I'm telling you, walk away. A woman that will leave you once. Now, when I say leave, I'm not talking about, oh, I need space. And if they value need space, they need to breathe a little bit, but they have a full intention of being in the marriage. I'm talking about a lady who will walk away from you once for another man. I guarantee you it's easier for them to do it a second time. So, men, walk away if you're disrespected. Have the mindset that you'll come back. But if they cross a certain line of disrespect, even if they come back begging, it will only last so long. Deep down, I don't think they can, unless they have a Jesus moment and they come to Christ, go to rehab, whatever, they will never respect you like they did when they first met you. Know this, man. When they first met you and were attracted to you, they saw a masculine side of you. Over time, and I'm guilty of it too, obviously, over time, you lose that and you start being soft and giving in on values or doing stuff you're not supposed to do and allowing it. I'm telling you, it's never going to work, in my opinion. Okay. But a good woman that can control their emotions or at least eventually get them in check, let's say within an hour, and come back and go back to number 5, admit that they were wrong, or you can admit that they're wrong, or you guys can come together and do that little boom, boom, boom makeup stuff and be rational, is great. Nothing worse than arguing with a female that cannot control their emotions and think rationally. Because guess what? You're never going to win an argument, anyways, in the moment. But a good lady can come back an hour and say, hey, I could have done this a little better. Okay, so I'm not saying to be a misogynist, a chauvinist, or anything like that. I'm not talking about the career field. Of course, I have all female bosses, great bosses, just able to lead. In fact, in the Army, I liked the female commanders more than the male commanders because they were able to still exercise command and control, but they had that other side to them that was caring and nurturing. And that's what we're missing in this Army. It's not soft to be caring and nurturing. Take care of your soldiers. Of course, if they're abusing the system and they always have a problem and they're always off work, obviously you're going to have to do something about that. But my female commanders were always the best leaders I ever had. My female leaders at my current work are the best ever. We're talking about the extremes here, okay? So, again, ladies, if you want to keep your man, be feminine around them. Do your best. Nobody's perfect. Genetics play a role. We get it. You've had babies. You're never going to be an 18-year-old supermodel again. But at least try to look physically attractive. Try. Just try. It's funny, like, women that I've known that were married for a long time, they'll cut off their hair, they gain weight, they let it, their body just bush out a little bit, and all of a sudden, something magically happens. If their man cheats, which is not right, men, you do not cheat. You have an honest conversation. But let's say it happens, all of a sudden, magically, they grow their hair back out, they go to the gym, they're wild, and, they get wild with the boom boom and all that. Like, avoid that. So be feminine. Do your best to look physically attractive. Be supportive of his goals and dreams. It's biological. The man, I know we're in an equal society now, and I'm down with it. But biologically, we were meant to try to be the breadwinners. Even if you make more money, be supportive of his goals. Let's say he wants to be a music producer, and you're making all the money, and you don't care. Yeah, be part of that. My unfortunately soon to be ex-wife was very supportive of my goals. I went to school so much that finally she had to say, Nate, please stop. Uh, just because you have babies and all that. Number 4 is so important. Number 5, admit when you're wrong. Okay? And you'll be surprised that even if you admit where you were wrong, most men will come back and admit their fault too. Okay? Be caring and kind. That goes back to number 1. And control your emotions and be rational. You may disagree or agree. I want to see your comments. I would love to hear your comments. Remember, here we're talking in generalities. I always say, not all smokers are going to get lung cancer, but it's a good idea not to smoke. Not all kids are going to get hit by a car, but they shouldn't play in the road. Okay? These are all generalities, but give me your comments. What do you think? Men, do you agree? Women, do you agree? Where would you order these things in the important, not important category? Like, share, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Definitely like and share if you're on Facebook. Love y'all. And that has been today's Tater Thoughts.